skinny girls weak, them hoes don't compare. Junk in the trunk looking like 2 pairs.
All I do is stay up all night, losing sleep over you.
Okay, you guys, so this is what we're going to be needing to make our bomb super easy brown butter chocolate chip cookies. Okay, that was a mouthful. Okay, so I have some white sugar. Right here I have some chocolate chips. These are milk chocolate chips. You can use semi-sweet if you want. I happen to have milk chocolate chips, so that's what we're going to be using. We need 2 eggs, some baking powder, some brown sugar, some all-purpose flour, some cinnamon, some vanilla extract. I don't use vanilla extract. I use this vanilla bean paste. It's super expensive, but it is super good. Like, there's no comparison. It's really, really good. If you don't have vanilla bean paste, you can always use, you know, a high quality vanilla extract. And however vanilla bean paste I use, if you're using vanilla extract, you use half of that, okay? Because it's super concentrated, the vanilla bean paste. And then lastly, we have some sweet cream salted butter. You guys, we're doing brown butter. Brown butter just gives it like a nice, nutty, rich flavor. It's just gonna make it so good, okay? You're gonna need 2 sticks of butter. I have 1 whole stick here, and I have 1 here that has a tablespoon off of it, and this little piece that has a few tablespoons. So I'm just gonna, of course, take a tablespoon from that one and add it to it, and, you know, 2 sticks of butter. All right, that's all we need. So let's get it started. Okay, you guys, so I have my pan heating up here to make our brown butter. I'm gonna go ahead and add our 2 sticks of butter in. All right, now we're going to go ahead and melt this down. So our butter is melting nicely. See, the whole trick to the brown butter, right? You want the bottle. You want the butter to melt all the way from the stick solid form, right? Then you want to see like a bunch of bubbles. What that is, that's the milk fat, the milk solid separating, right? So then once you start seeing little bits at the bottom of your pot, those are the like caramelized milk solids. So when you start seeing those brown bits on the bottom of your pan, those are like the caramelized milk solids, and then you know your butter is ready. Okay, you do it nice and gently, not too fast. You don't want to burn your butter. Burnt butter is super bitter, but brown butter is really, really nice and rich, and nutty is so, so, so good. So we're gonna keep melting this down. Oh my gosh, butter melting itself just smells so freaking good. Look at that. Okay, so look at our butter. Pretty much what we have here at this top right here, just like the milk solids. Under is clarified butter. Okay, if you keep cooking this, you're gonna get beautiful brown butter. So we're gonna cook this until a bunch of this foam cooks off, and then you're gonna see it's gonna be perfect. Be careful. Stir. And have your fire not too high because you don't want to burn it. Look at that. It's still pretty yellow. So we're gonna cook off some of this milk, some of these milk solids. Look at that. You see how the foam's going away? Alright, we're getting there. Do you see how some of the milk solids are falling to the bottom and separating? That's what you want. You want all those milk solids to caramelize. It takes a little bit of time, but yeah, it's so worth it. It's gonna be so good. See all that? That's what you want. We're getting there. Okay, you guys, do you see this? This right here is perfect. Do you see that rich brown color, but it's not burnt? Look at that. And all at the bottom is like little bits. Do you see that? This is what you want. And when it gets to this point, it just exudes this certain smell that just smells so buttery, and it smells almost like bread a little bit. It smells so good. This is how you want your brown butter. This right here is absolutely perfect. Okay, take it off the fire here. Mine's is already off the heat, so I have it here sitting on the side. Off the fire. This is perfect. Let this cool down. Okay, you guys, let's work on our batter. First, we're going to add in 2 whole eggs. Okay. 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, but since I'm using the vanilla bean paste, I'm going to use 1 teaspoon of the vanilla bean paste. Alright, that right there is perfect. Next, we're going to add in a 1/2 cup of white sugar. 1 cup of light brown sugar. This is a 1/2 cup measurement, so I'm going to use 2. Alright, so that's our cup of brown sugar. Since we're using sweet cream salted butter, I'm not going to add salt to this batter. So I'm going to go ahead and start mixing this up. Next, we're going to add in our brown butter. Look how that looks, y'all. You see all those milk solids there? That's what you want. You want all of that. You see that? Those are milk solids, and all of that right there is flavor. You need all of that. Okay? Go ahead and mix this really good. Oh my gosh, that smells so good. Make sure your butter has cooled down. You don't want the butter to like cook the eggs in it. This smells amazing. This is like bomb chocolate chip cookies, just super elevated, y'all. Okay. Next to that, we're going to add in 1/2 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. So we're gonna mix this up. This is like super easy to make, but it just tastes so good. So good. Oh my gosh, you guys. Something always gotta happen, right? You guys, you missed. I totally thought I was recording. The only thing I put in this bowl since the last clip was I put 1 teaspoon of baking powder. And then I put 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Then I looked up at the camera and realized it was not recording. Y'all, that's it. That's the only thing that's different in this frame. You want a nice tight dough. I added 1 teaspoon of baking powder and 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Okay, you didn't miss much. You just missed a little bit, okay? I'm so sorry. So you want a nice tight dough. We're going to go ahead and just mix this up. I cannot believe my camera wasn't recording. It's a good thing I wasn't doing much, y'all. All y'all missed was a couple dry ingredients, but it was just a teaspoon of baking powder and 2.5 cups of flour. That's it. You guys seen me put everything else in. Mix this good. So I'm just gonna move on, okay? Look at this dough. Does that not look perfect? Okay. Next, let's add in our chocolate chips. We're going to add in 1.5 cups of our chocolate chips. I'm using milk chocolate. You can use semi-sweet if you like. You can use whatever kind of chocolate chips you want. So that looks perfect right there. So we're going to So we're gonna go ahead and mix this up. Look at this. Huh? Does that not look perfect? Super easy too. And our recipe is super easy. You don't even have to let this chill. You can bake it right from here. Okay, you guys, so this is perfect, y'all. Let's take a minute and appreciate this cookie batter. Do you see all those little specks from the brown butter and our vanilla bean paste? Oh my gosh. This is gonna be just so good. So good. Okay, guys, so first off, you're gonna wanna wet your hands. It just makes it easier to roll the cookies out. This recipe will make about, I'd say 2.5 dozen cookies, depending on what size. Maybe like 32, 30. We're gonna see. So we're gonna do teaspoon size balls. Got that. You know what? I'm gonna do mine's a little bigger. So that, nice wet hands. Roll them into a ball. These are gonna be a little bit bigger. So don't place them too close to each other because of course they're gonna spread out. You can make your cookies in batches, it's fine. Okay. I'd say this is good. Maybe like 3 in each row because they spread out. That right there should be good. Okay. I have my oven right now preheating to 350 degrees. We're gonna bake these for about 17 minutes or until the edges are brown because they of course cook more on the pan once you take it out the oven. Okay, so that's our first batch. Oh my gosh, I just tasted a little bit of the batter and it's so good. Okay. Now, you guys, you totally don't have to do this, but I like to do this, but you don't got to do this. What I like to do is go back and just put a couple more chocolate chips on top. Look at that. Just press it in a little bit. Just a couple. It just makes it over the top. Not a lot, just a few. And just press it down into the dough some. You don't really want it on the cookie sheet. So before I put it in the oven, I'm definitely going to check and see if there are any strays on the cookie sheet. Press that in. Press it in some. Maybe one more. These are going to be so good. Press those in. So what kind of cookie lover are you? Do you prefer your cookies crunchy or chewy, soft or crispy? I like crispy. I like a nice in-between cookie. These are gonna be so good. Alright. Get those chocolate chips on there. Try not to have any on the pan because it's just gonna melt and burn. And you don't want that. Yeah, these are not uniform at all. This is real life. But they gonna be the best cookies you done ever made, honey. Trust me. Okay, so these look perfect. Let's go ahead and put them in the oven. All right. Okay, so here is our first batch out the oven. I definitely did make really big cookies. So as you can see, some of them ran together. But this is what you want. You want it to have like brown edges, and leave it on the cookie sheet. We're gonna leave these on the cookie sheet for like at least 5-10 minutes, and they are going to continue to cook. Okay, so I'm gonna let these cool for like 10 minutes, and then we're gonna do the next batch. All right, so here's our next batch ready for the oven. I spaced it out more just because they spread so much, and I made them a little bit smaller. So we're gonna see how these come out. Okay, so here's our next batch. I definitely like how these came out better because I didn't crowd the pan and they were able to spread better. So these look good. They're nice and brown around the edges. So just like the other ones, we're gonna let these cool for a little bit on the pan before we transfer them. All right, you guys, so here are our cookies. They're still really warm, but they came out perfect. You guys try this recipe. These will be the best cookies you ever made, okay? Don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. Leave me a comment below. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to do you, boo. Bye, guys. Ooh, look at the underside. Perfect. Look at that. Perfect. So you guys, I'm off tasting the cookies, and I had to show you guys the inside. Look at that. Perfect crumb on the inside. Chocolate chips on the inside. Chocolate chips on top. These came out perfectly delicious. They're like a nice medium between crispy and chewy. So look at that. Just wanted to show you guys the inside of them. So good.
Whoa, don't slip up or get caught. Why not, man? I'm coming for that number.